Great companies know that you also have to listen to all the stakeholders involved, including frontline employees like the one pictured here. I think we all know the story about Toyota and how they made some really great improvements to their supply chain by empowering their frontline employees. And in a similar way, we help large organizations to gather, analyze, and respond to worker sentiment and feedback in a way that increases engagement and reduces turnover. So it's about meeting workers where they are. It's about engaging more people. But also, I think we all know that turnover is an expensive symptom. 40 million frontline workers in the US in high churn environments, and the cost to replace between $3,000 and $9,000. This costs companies $130 billion each year in the US alone. And I say it's an expensive symptom because it's not a problem, it's a symptom. There are other things that are problems. It's indicative of a symptom. So how do you find out what's actually wrong when communications in these environments they're the same they've been for hundreds of years? It's basically a game of telephone. Your person and the team leader gets some feedback, notices something, lines it up to the manager. Maybe it goes up to kind of the regional director or something. But usually it kind of changes. Things get lost in translation. People put their own spin on it. Whereas what we're doing is we're allowing frontline workers to have a direct line of access to decision makers. Objective sentiment data as well as free text feedback comes into our dashboard. It can be broken down by region, by facility, by shift. And we're in about a dozen workplaces right now with some pretty big companies. By next year, we'll have doubled our footprint. And I say that because obviously we have some traction and we're rolling out existing accounts because they like it, but also because having more workplaces is really important to our platform. Benchmarking is the key here. And this is just a small example, kind of an elementary example, using actual data. But if you were to look at this, you would say, well, Minneapolis has a problem with their supervisor. But if you look at it compared to Dallas, it's not really a big deal. This is really where the problem lies. In Dallas, by the same token, opportunities for growth and development is what we should focus on. We have a whole methodology for how we drill into that. I can't go into it right now. But it's a quick and natural communication. Takes employees just 10 seconds to let us know what they think. It's completely voluntary. And it's not just pulse survey communications. We facilitate communication and transparency by relaying that data back to employees so they know where their responses have just gone, and including them in other things like, where should we have our summer get-together this year? Because of that methodology, we see engagement that's greater than any other solution. We get 100% response rate in 7 to 10 days. That means if you have 100 people in your facility, we'll see 100 responses in about a week's time, which is pretty much unheard of. We've seen retention in one notable case increase from 8 to 25% in 1 quarter after we were implemented. And we see a chart like this one on the right all the time where we actually see response rates increasing because people get comfortable with the system and they like using it. So what sets us apart? Super high response rates, truly anonymous and voluntary interactions, which encourages trust and honesty, and actionable feedback with actual solutions using our methodology. That's us. Open to questions.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
For the free-form text portion, are you guys then bringing that in and sort of aggregating the topics? So if 5 people from the same warehouse are saying similar things?
Sure, exactly. That's exactly it. You can look at what the issues are. We have natural language recognition, or natural language processing, language recognition, things like that. Yeah.
And then is it just English, or are you guys looking at other languages as well?
Good question. We have, it can toggle into any language. So the tablet has a little toggle on it. I meant to bring it up here. I'll pass it around after.
Thanks.
Other questions? Nope. Okay. Another round of applause. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, next.